Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ira, and if you're new here, welcome. This week was so full of things to do. The boys came back home and Easter was this weekend. We went out to eat, which was really nice. We went to the Shrine of Immaculate Conception, I believe that's the name of it, but we did get to go to church, and so that was wonderful. And then towards the end of the week, we went to the movies, but y'all would not believe what happened. It was crazy. It was actually crazy. Of all the times that we went to the movies, this had to happen. But I'll tell you more about that later. Anyways, I'm really excited that you're here. Come spend the week with me. Hey babes, I made it through another day. I'm realizing that this process of vlogging is very cathartic. I feel like I'm talking all the things I would like to say to friends, but I feel like my life, what I have going on, is not that important in the grand scheme of things. There's so many things that I probably would bore people to death with, but because this is my channel and I can do what I want, I can talk about things. I can just talk and I don't feel that weird feeling, you know? With that being said, today is Monday and I did not upload my vlog yesterday. I had a few moments where my responsibilities that I normally have and this new responsibility of vlogging really coincided, and one got in the way of the other, and I was just so overwhelmed in that moment. What no one talks about is when you're pursuing a passion, there's a sacrifice that you have to make, and that sacrifice is not seen by anyone outside of you. Not even your closest significant other, your spouse, your partner. They will not truly understand what you're doing and what you're going through. They can be supportive and they can love you through the process, but it's not the same. You're doing it because you enjoy it, and you're doing it because ultimately you're hoping to reach someone with what you're saying. And as a 33-year-old Black woman who has gone through my fair share of downs and ups, this chapter of my life that I'm in now is definitely a rebirth. My circle has gotten so small in the past 5 years. There was a time in my life where I was going through so much stuff and my life was more down than up that it felt weird to share all my thoughts with people. So I started living in my head, and that's a very dangerous thing to live in your head, because you become the judge, the jury, and the executioner, if you will. And so a lot of things I have not even uttered aloud. I've just been ruminating in them in my head. Saying them out loud, it's a completely different thing. And sometimes you are able to hear how ridiculous you sound saying certain things. I am a woman now, not a young adult. I'm not a teenager. I am a woman. And I've been living in the headspace of a teenager that feels like if I change anything about myself, it will be inauthentic to who I am. I crave to be a woman who is quietly confident, who has this understanding of who she is and refuses to be shaken out of it. and most importantly, does not rush, is unapologetically real. And when people see me and see my channel, they think to themselves, wow, I am inspired. And I thought that it could not be done in spite of being a mother, being an employee, being a wife. It's very easy to feel like you're just failing at everything when life gets in the way, and then you're trying to be someone to yourself, because mothers often describe themselves in the third person. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a this. And then when you strip all those layers of being a person away, you're left with what? Like, who are you if you're not a mom and a partner and all these things? But I'm going to figure it out. And I feel like different people on different days. I feel like that's also a thing as well. I'm multifaceted. And on some days, I'm very much, bougie and self-care. And on some days, I'm very much otaku, anime. So it's like, I feel like it's normal to be more than one thing at a time. Good morning, y'all. Today is already a day. When I have to go to the office, it is very different than when I am working from home. When I'm working from home, I'm able to juggle more than one thing at a time. It's just a different vibe. You don't have to pack your lunch. I did not pack my lunch yesterday, but I did pack my lunch today. I wasn't liking how my locks looked, so I threw on this head wrap. I forgot my Stanley cup at home with my water, and that's how I know how much water I'm drinking for the day. I wanted to stop at Starbucks and get a Starbucks tumbler to leave at my desk. There is a coffee shop downstairs that might have a tumbler that I could buy, but I want a big one, and Starbucks is probably the only other place to get a big one at, so I'm trying to see what I can do for that. But yeah, it is a day already. I did not get to do any editing last night. I'm starting to get discouraged. I'm late to work. It's just been really hard to get myself together and to get out of the house. And I've been putting myself together, putting on a face and all that, because I just feel more confident and I feel better in my skin with the makeup on. I was fighting that feeling for a while because I was like, no, you need to love yourself. But let's be real, when you got any kind of blemishes on your face, you don't feel good. And I can't remember if I said whether it was Tuesday or Wednesday, but it is Tuesday. It's Tuesday. The day is going to be a long one. I got soccer practice with the boys tonight, soccer practice tomorrow, and soccer practice on Thursday. So I've been up since 6:30. I'm not going to get home until probably 8 o'clock because the practice is from 6:30 to 7:30. We finally made it back from soccer practice. It is currently 8:14. We stopped to get some Chick-fil-A, and yeah, we're tired. The boys have to do homework, and I have to settle in for the evening. I still have a workout to do. I have to take my makeup off, and I have to make my dinner. Yeah. Anyways, I will see you guys tomorrow, probably. We'll see. Hey y'all, so today is Wednesday and I'm not having the best day. Currently, I'm at the soccer practice for my oldest son, and this is the first week of practices, which is okay. Normally, without the baby and all that entails, it was a lot. It was already a lot. Now with the baby, it's even more a lot. I think like one of the things that I was not prepared for was how hard it would be to lose weight. And so I thought that by now my body would have been back in shape. Like in my head, I was like, my body's gonna be back in shape. I had to go back to work after 6 weeks out. And during those 6 weeks, there was a lot of like mental recovery that I went through. My hormones were all over the place the first couple of days that I was home from the hospital. I was really concerned about feeling like myself again, and that I was breastfeeding, and then that became really difficult to support because of work. Like when my cycle comes, my supply dips completely, little to no milk. As you know, he needs more milk, that starts becoming a problem. But I was so sad because this time was supposed to be like the best time that I've ever breastfed, because I knew what I was doing. I knew what to prepare for. There were supplements, there's like milk cookies, and I ate the milk cookies and I took the moringa. I was like fighting my body to like produce, and then I was like overthinking it, and then I was overeating to like compensate for not having enough milk, and then I was gaining weight. I stopped breastfeeding because I realized that it was either my mental health or breastfeeding, and fed is best. We started feeding him formula. Things have gotten better since. The demand on my body and on my person, my time, is less, and I've already got demands on my time. I don't regret stopping breastfeeding because ultimately I wanted to be a good mom to everybody. I say all that to say I started getting consistent with working out, and then I've gotten onto an anti-inflammatory diet, and so I was cooking, chopping vegetables, cooking soups, stews, and I enjoy that. I do have something coming soon where I cover all of what I did there. That's going to be its own separate like series or video or whatever, because I do enjoy that process, and I feel so good when I have cooked a meal that is nourishing my body and doing work like for my system. Which brings me to the next thing that I was going to talk about, which is, but let me just show y'all real quick. So this is my dinner tonight. It's just a sweet potato. The white stuff is yogurt. It's kefir. It's like no sugar, no flavor, just yogurt. And then some avocados, and I put everything but the bagel seasoning on it. And then some ground turkey. And yeah, I've been eating this exact combination. I ate it for I think 2 or 3 days now, because I would get honey grow because I'm so busy and I have the soccer practice and things like that. So I would say, okay, let me get a honey grow. And I was getting the sweet soy 5-spice meal, and I was eating it late. And that was not good because it was like, it's processed. Like even like the soy sauce is high in sodium, and the sweetness that's a part of it has sugar. And then like it wasn't good. So I realized that the scale wasn't moving, and I actually felt worse after I ate that stuff. So I said, you know what, let me stop eating that. So I needed to find a meal that I can make quickly. Right now, what's really important is that I feel healthy. And in order to feel healthy, I've got to be, taking care of my body, exercising, and nourishing my body well. I also still have not finished editing Sunday's vlog, which I said was coming out today. And now it's just like the momentum is, I'm losing it. I'm losing the momentum, and I'm worried that I have lost the momentum. But I was really encouraged today because someone commented on my videos, and thank you so much for watching them, for taking the time to comment. I really appreciate that more than I can express. When you are a very small new content creator, it can be difficult to feel like you're being seen. It's both scary to feel like you're being seen because you're then put under a microscope, But when you're putting all this hard work into editing these vlogs and you put them out, and then I'm also consuming YouTube. So I'm seeing the other like more successful YouTubers, content creators who have established themselves on YouTube, on Instagram, on everywhere. And I'm like so discouraged sometimes, but I'm pushing through because I realize that they also came from somewhere. So I'm trying not to like make it like get me like too upset and very upset, but it's like one of those things where is that the coach showing up late? It's 6:51. Okay, well, so anyways, I even forgot what I was saying, y'all. Content creation, it's very discouraging, but I'm pushing through and I'm telling myself that it's okay. I will one day be able to create a community of like-minded people, because that's the reason why I started this vlogging channel to begin with. I saw a lot of different kinds of vloggers, but none that spoke to my exact life experience. I grew up really fast, but there's some areas of my life where the growth is stunted. And I am learning and unlearning a lot of things and really trying to cultivate or create the life that I truly want for myself. It has been an eye-opening experience, to say the least. My entire young adult life, I have been comparing myself to other people and saying that like I don't measure up. Living like that is really bad because it puts you in a headspace that you don't deserve anything good because you're just not good enough. And that's crazy because I deserve everything. I deserve the world. And I decided that I was going to try to achieve that, like reach out and grab the thing that I want. But I was shy, my self-esteem was very low, and there was just like all these different things that in the process of creating content, I realized that I was dealing with and going through. On top of that, when you're a parent, you don't really get downtime to like go through your things. You have to go through them in real time because you're affecting your kids. I realized that one of my sons, he's always really worried about me, worried about my emotions. And I realized that it's because when he was younger, I wasn't the best at managing them. And I pray all the time and I apologize to him and I tell him, you're not responsible for my emotions. If you see me experiencing an emotion, understand that it begins and it ends with me. The only thing you need to be concerned about is doing what you're supposed to be doing. So like your homework, when you claim that you're taking care of something for school and then you don't do it, don't be concerned about me being upset. Be concerned about not keeping your word, because ultimately your word is the only true thing that you own. Like if you don't handle your word like it is your bond, like you will be one of those people who just tell people anything. Anyways, today I tried to do a lot of things, but the two things I did accomplish was I ate well, I hydrated. Well, not two, but there's a few. But I guess you could say like wellness and my work, I guess, because I've been kind of like trying to juggle work and content creation. And that has been not really difficult. That has been okay. But I think balancing my life and my responsibilities has been the hardest. And so I'm just like, I was like, now is a good time to like check in with you guys because there's a lot going on. And sometimes I just don't want to show up on camera because I feel like I don't have my makeup on or it's too hectic, it's too chaotic. But this is exactly what this channel is for. I'm not always going to be made up and perfect. I'm not, because I'm not. I don't wake up like that. And I know that there's a ton of people out there who feel like, wow, is anybody like, look, my skin is bad, guys. Look. Yep, that's my skin. That's my skin. Yep. I've been applying the adapalene. I think that's what it's called. Don't get me to lie. I didn't look at the box. I didn't bring it with me. I'm such a perfectionist that I would Google it and then re-record the whole thing just so that it's accurate, you know? But I'm not gonna do that. They said not to put it like around your eyes, and I didn't remember that. So I put it like right here, and I have some dry patches like right here and right here on my skin. So I didn't apply it for the past 3 nights, and I didn't wear makeup today because I've been wearing makeup a lot more often than I normally do. So I didn't wear any makeup today, and I was contemplating not vlogging for the whole day because I didn't wear any makeup. And then I was like, girl, wait a minute. You're vlogging. At some point, you're not gonna have makeup on. That's part of it. Here I am. But anyways, y'all, I'm about to watch some YouTube. So if anything, I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, beautiful people. We are headed to Starbucks to get the boys a breakfast treat. The day is started. Today is day 3 of practices. It's Thursday, and the week is ending slowly but surely. Y'all would not believe what happened. So we went to the movies to see Super Mario Galaxy. We really liked the first one, and so we were really excited about seeing the second one. I asked the boys what they wanted to see it in, and they said 3D. So we got the tickets, and as y'all know, 3D costs more than regular tickets. So we get to the theater, everything's going well. We order our food, and as the movie is playing, Jean asked me, like, does this look right? It looks really blurry. Like, it doesn't look right. And so I asked the boys if it looks blurry. To me, it looks blurry, but I wear glasses. So I was just like, it's because I have my glasses on underneath and I have the 3D glasses on top. Anyways, after a while, I think we were like 5 minutes into the movie, I was like, nah, okay, I'll go and talk to the manager. Because we had asked our server and he was supposed to tell the manager, but I don't know what happened. So I went back out there and I found the manager, and he came in and he puts the glasses on and goes, this is weird. It's shaking. The whole thing is shaking. Let me go look at my software. The next 10 minutes, it was about 10 to 15 minutes, we're just like sitting there waiting. Mind y'all, this movie started at 2 o'clock. Okay, so we're sitting there waiting, we're waiting. And then eventually a server comes in and is like, they're working on it. And if anything, we'll come and like move you guys to a different theater. All right, so the technician comes in, she's working on the whatever that software is. He comes in and he's like, is everything okay? I'm gonna get you guys some vouchers. We're so sorry for the inconvenience. So then the server comes back and we move to another theater. Hey y'all, so we got moved to a different theater because we were watching it in 3D and it was shaky, so they had to move us to a different theater. So we're watching it in 2D now. So we had to restart the movie, and the new showing was starting at 3:15. So not only did we like spend a whole hour at the movie theaters, we then had to like go back to restart the movie, and it was like a whole thing. Anyways, Super Mario Galaxy was really good. I think what I enjoy about the Mario franchise, or whatever it's called, is that the princesses are not like your stereotypical damsels in distress. And I think I can really appreciate that, which makes, for me, it makes it fun. I really like how Peach fights with her umbrella, and I like how determined, I think her name is Rosalinda. I don't know. I could be saying it wrong, but I like how she is as well. I like how strong they are and they don't take no mess. But all in all, it was a good day that we spent with the boys. I pulled them out of school that day so that we can just have a like mental health day, because we didn't get to spend spring break with them, so it was really nice to just like take a day to do something. But yeah, if you have seen Super Mario Galaxy, please let me know in the comments what you think about it. I thought it was pretty good, but you know, everyone has their own opinions. This week was full in a lot of ways, and I really saw the progress that I've made vlogging throughout the week. I had a hiccup uploading vlog 3, and I got to a point where I was like really discouraged, and I appreciated some comments that I got on my videos. You know, I think as a smaller vlogger, it can be really overwhelming to think about how long it takes to reach people and how long it will feel like you're vlogging to yourself before, you know, you gain traction. But it was really nice to see how like some people stopped by and commented and liked, and I really appreciate that. I appreciate every single comment, so thank you guys. I also was really excited. The boys went with us to the shrine for the very first time, and it's a really old building, but it is very Renaissance. Like I I forgot the name of the class, but it's like an art history course. And I took that, and in there, they talk about the Renaissance and like what it meant and how things were. But it when you go to the shrine and you see the ceilings and all the paintings on the ceilings and how like there's all these columns and very like, I guess, I don't know, Italian, I don't know, Greece, but it was very nice to see the boys like go there and be in awe of like the structure itself. That day, Easter, was so rainy. I had wanted to get some shots of the outside of the building, but it was really hard because it was just pouring and we were waiting for it to stop and we would have been waiting forever. All in all, despite the weather, it was a pretty good day. I was so stressed out this week trying to figure out like what to do as far as editing went, because I'm a creature of habit, and so once I do something one way, like if I edit at my desk, I feel like I have to edit at my desk. I had tried previously to edit in the car and it was really hard to like stay focused, but I was so behind that I was like, something has to give. And because this particular practice was going to be an hour and 30 minutes, I was like, okay, I definitely don't have any excuses. It will be the one time that like I'm in the car, I'm stuck there, so I just can take the time and do my editing. So I went ahead and I took my laptop and I edited, and I got a good bit of that vlog like cut and trimmed and everything, and all I had to do was like add music to it once I went home. So I was really, really happy about that. I was like, wow, this was actually productive. So during, like, I learned something. I learned a new scheduling thing that I can do during the weeks that I have the boys, so that I don't feel like I don't have enough time, because that is a time that I can use. And an hour and a half, that's a lot of time. And finally, at the end of the week, after the movies, after everything, it was time to take the boys over to their dad's. After dropping them off, I was just like so tired, and I was so glad because I was able to go home and get some rest. Throughout this week, I feel like another thing that like came to me was there's gonna be so many hard moments where it's just gonna be you and yourself. Don't give up in those moments, push through those moments. I had a moment where I was so frustrated that I was just like cutting. And a part of me was like, either you cut everything so that you can rush through editing the vlog and it doesn't feel like you, or you can put this down, take a breath, and come back to it later. And I put it down, I took a breath, I came back to it later, and I felt 100% better. It felt so much better after I decided to take a rest and get back to it. The other thing was that I started getting in my head, and one thing that I will recommend to any new vlogger is you don't want to get caught up in the details. You don't want to start comparing yourself to other people. Record your life, film it, clip it where it needs to be clipped. Don't watch it back 1,000 times and critique it, and because comparison truly is the thief of joy. So that was the one thing that this week I really sat with, how much comparison is the thief of joy and how much I had accomplished. Changing those feelings of inadequacy into feelings of resilience, learning, and taking moments where it felt like I failed and trying to see what the lessons I could learn out of them were. And so in that way, this week was also fulfilling, because while I was taking the boys to practice, like I mentioned earlier, I was also editing my vlog. So it was like I would get out, go watch the practice for a few minutes, get some clips of them practicing, and then go back to the car and then do my edits, and then take some time to just like woosah and decompress, because being a mom and a wife and a employee and a content creator is a lot. It's a whole lot on one plate. I can't believe that this is week 4, y'all. This is week 4. I have been vlogging weekly for a month now. A month. I can't believe that I did this to begin with. But the fact that this is vlog 4 is completely amazing. And I am so excited that you guys are here to share this with me. Drop a comment below and let me know what the most fun, amazing thing you did with your family this week was. I really want to know. Please don't forget to hit that notification bell and subscribe if you want to go on this journey with me. I really do appreciate you guys, and I will see you next week.